Guys, I'm gonna be so honest that I just recorded this entire video and I wasn't recording. So that's fun. I wasted so much time. Anyway, welcome. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my spring TBR/recommendations video. I'm gonna do this again. So I guess only two of these I could say are true recommendations. I've only read a couple of these. All of the rest of these are kind of the ones that I would put on my spring TBR. So let's get into it. Okay, Brandon Sanderson, Tress of the Emerald Sea. I think everybody has read this except for me. I've always wanted to read a Brandon Sanderson book. I think this is one of the ones that is not a series. He's very known for his series, if I'm not mistaken. He wrote this for his wife, and then his wife wanted him to publish it, I think, which is adorable and makes me want to read it. But I mean, it's a girl standing on top of a little mountain on a sea, so spring. Okay, the things you can see only when you slow down. Ignore this awful sticker that says more than 3 million copies sold, but I guess it's good. It has flowers on it. To be honest, that's probably why I put it on here. How to be calm and mindful in a fast-paced world. So I think this book was really big in Korea, and yeah, it's from a renowned Buddhist meditation teacher born in Korea and educated in the United States, illuminates a path to inner peace and balance amid the overwhelming demands of everyday life. I feel like spring is a time to just kind of reflect and renew and just try to ground yourself a little bit after like all of the holidays and all of that kind of stuff. So I think that's good for spring. Kind of along that same line is It's Easier Than You Think by Sylvia Boorstein. If you listen to the Currently Reading podcast, which is an amazing podcast, if you like podcasts and you like books, which I'm guessing you like books if you're watching this video, I believe Meredith recommended this book. And it's basically, she said that it's like a Buddhist teacher sitting in front of you, kind of going through like Buddhist teachings of how life is hard, but like, I don't know, like the Buddhist way of like viewing life and just like the ebbs and flows of hard and like hard things you can go through in life. That was a horrible explanation, but it's very short and it's supposed to be amazing. I guess like everyone who reads it recommends it to another person. So if you're into that, there's that one. One that everybody has read is Spark of the Everflame. It's a romantasy that's supposed to be pretty easy to read. There's like woods, right? And like springy colors. That's why it's going on my TBR. So that's that one. So getting into the classics realms. This has flowers on it. To be honest, this is probably the only reason that it's on my spring TBR. If you hear my dogs, I deeply apologize. Mrs. Dalloway by Virginia Woolf. It's got flowers on it. If you know about Mrs. Dalloway, I believe it's like about a woman planning a party. Am I so wrong in that? If I am, like, I'm gonna laugh real hard. But The Hours by Michael Cunningham, if you flip it over, it's that. And I believe that The Hours is kind of a play on Mrs. Dalloway, or like about her writing it. And I think that's why these two are paired together. But this is gorgeous, right? So there's that. Lilac Girls. Historical fiction. You can tell by the women walking away with their backs facing us. I like historical fiction. I know a lot of people don't like historical fiction. So I believe this is like a timeline between it's like three different timelines, I believe. World War II-ish. Yeah, World War II novel. Where I'm from has a Lilac Festival in the spring, and I think that's probably why I put this on here. It's been on my TBR for years, and I have not read it, so I really do. So that's also a reason why it's going on my spring TBR. If you like practical magic, I heard that garden spells is supposed to be absolutely amazing. Garden spells makes me think that it's spring. This could, I don't know. You tell me, should it go in as fall TBR because it's kind of more like practical magic, or spring? Gardens, witches, like you can't get more spring than this cover, okay? So yeah, I believe, okay, so the Waverleys have always been a curious family endowed with peculiar gifts that make them outsiders in their hometown of Bascom, North Carolina. Even their garden has a reputation, for the Waverly history is in the soil, and so are their futures. I don't know. That sounds springish to me. Okay, writers and lovers. Guys, this book. I've waited years to find this book for no other reason other than I could not remember what the title was. I walked into Barnes & Noble years ago, I think, when this book first came out, and I read like the first paragraph, and I was really drawn in because I believe this is very just like flowery, poetic writing. It's from the author of Euphoria, so maybe it's intense. But anyway, I Googled like romance book involving writers or in like something, and I believe just like book lover, maybe book lovers, I don't know, like Emily Henry and like that kind of thing was coming up, and I could not find this book, and then I finally found it, and years later, so I have to read it. But I believe it's about a woman kind of starting over in life and romance and like kind of in between two men, maybe. It says a terrifying and exhilarating leap between the end of one phase of life and the beginning of another. And again, I just feel like spring is kind of like a time of renewal. So kind of just, check where you're at. And this kind of seems that vibe. One that Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, guys. I'm the only one who hasn't read this. I wanted the Barnes special edition because I thought it was prettier. And then I got it and I realized that it has deckled edges. And that's the only reason that I have not read this book. It's the only thing that's kept me from it. It's the only thing. Which is stupid because I bought the book. So there's that. Fairies. It's Emily Wilde. She goes to research fairies. It's supposed to be like a very low-key romance, I believe, but very whimsical, and spring is whimsical, and fairies are whimsical, and fairies are spring. Spring TBR. The Orange by Wendy Cope. This is supposed to be a very cute selection of poems. Specifically, I heard that the orange poem itself is just good. I don't know. Anyway, the orange, it's a fruit, and come on, fruit, spring, it's very tiny. Pick it up. This is how you lose the time war. So this is supposed to be very poetic writing. I love poetic writing. I heard that you either really love this book or you don't really love this book, and that it's just kind of too hard to get into or like kind of too hard to understand. I believe it's a romance between two time periods, if that makes sense. But it's got birds, so that's why it's on my spring TBR. Guys, I don't know. I'm a simple woman. If you're watching this during the time that this is being posted, Sunrise on the Reaping. This just came out not that long ago. This is getting really good reviews, guys. Really good reviews. Unlike The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, I heard that that one was bad. I didn't read it because people said it was that bad. But I'm excited to read this. It's only on my spring TBR because it's just coming out in spring. So yeah, there's that. Hunger Games, can't go wrong. Okay, my dogs are driving me crazy. Okay, Stephen King, 11/22/63. So I watched this. There is a Hulu series, or was a Hulu series years ago, based on this book. And I have always wanted to read this book, but I watched the Hulu series. I loved the Hulu series. You can't like find it anymore, so I don't know. But Stephen King, 11/22/63, amazing. It's a huge book. It's almost 900 pages. I am more than halfway through. But the reason why I say this is like spring TBR, so it's time travel, trying to go back in time to stop the JFK assassination. And I live in Texas, and guys, when he describes like going back in time and stepping into like the Texas sweltering sun, and like it just really puts you in, I feel like, that kind of vibe. It's like sweaty and sticky, and I don't know. And since we're going into summer, I don't know, it just feels kind of spring to me, and it's on my spring TBR because I really need to finish it. But I heard that it's amazing. Several booktubers say that you can finish it in 2 days. I don't know why I just said I heard it's amazing, guys. I'm in the middle of reading it. It is amazing. You can definitely read it in like a few days. Easy reading. I need sleep, guys. Okay. Another one that I actually have read is Upstream by Mary Oliver. This is the first Mary Oliver that I have ever picked up, and it prompted me to immediately buy more Mary Oliver and want to be a completist of her work. I am in love with her. This is a book of selected essays by her, and it's all about nature, and I am a nature girly. I just want to live in the forest and in the woods. Even as like a little girl, I would just sit there, and that's just my calm place. Like, nature bathing is something that brings me just peace of mind, and I live somewhere where we have no nature, and so this just really made me feel at peace, honestly. I tabbed the crap out of it. Mary Oliver's amazing. If you just want to feel like you're in the woods, read this. It's great. So, The Spell Shop. Everybody has read this book. It has purple sprayed edges. There is a cottage. There is a cat on the cover with little wings. This is a cozy fantasy. I think there might be romance. Check me on that. I don't know. I haven't read it, but it's supposed to be amazing. If you hadn't read this yet, put it on your spring TBR. It's on mine. This is on my spring TBR because of the cover as well. It is World of Wonders in praise of fireflies, whale sharks, and other astonishments. I believe this is a nonfiction just about like creatures of the world. I like to learn. I don't know if you like to learn, but if you do, this seems very whimsical and magical, and it's very short. So, I like short books, especially in the spring. This book, Every Heart a Doorway. So, speaking of short books, this is very short too. I think this is like 170 pages or something. Alex Roslin, I believe, is one of my favorite booktubers ever. I love her. She doesn't know that I love her because she has a Patreon and I snoop on that Patreon and I never participate. I just listen to everybody talk and chit chat with one another, but she is like a ray of sunshine and I love her so much. And this is one of her favorite books, I believe that she has stated that. But it's about children that like go into fairy tales and then come back from those fairy tales and kind of have to deal with like not being there anymore, I believe. But it's very short. It seems very whimsical again, and spring is whimsical, and I just kind of want to read it. An Immense World by Ed Yong. This is not a new one. Everybody, I believe, has seen this. Maybe I'm wrong in that. It has a monkey, and it has a butterfly, and it has greenery, and again, spring. Yeah, but this is how animals' senses reveal the hidden realms around us. And I heard that the audiobook is good, but that you should definitely buy the physical copy because I think that there's definitely charts and I believe that there might be photos and stuff. Could be wrong about that. But I heard to buy the physical copy, so I did. I bought it used. Go me. But it's a chunker, guys. Like this is 400 pages? 300 pages. Yeah. It's like 350. I guess that's not huge. It seems really big to me for some reason, sitting in my hands. But yeah, nonfiction, it's supposed to be amazing. So that's on my spring TBR. Again, spring to me seems like that's a time to just kind of, I don't know, like spring refresh, renewal. Maybe it's because my birthday's in spring, so it's like renewal for me. But this seems like a good way. I've already been reading this. It's called The Pivot Year by Brianna Wiest. And so it says 365 days to become the person you truly want to be. And I kind of just really like books that you pick up and you only read like a little bit each day. It seems like I'm actually getting something done. And like little just words of wisdom, and it's just kind of little thoughts to just meditate on, right? And I feel like she's kind of controversial. Like you either really like her or really don't. I like her. I like her mind. I like the things that she comes up with. So there's that. And it's not by like day like January 21st or like January 23rd. It's like day 1, day 2, day 3. So really you could start it at any time. And I think spring's a good time to start. So there's that. One I actually have read, which I'm sure all of you have too. But if you haven't, Anne of Green Gables. It's about a little girl that she's an orphan. I don't know why I just blanked. And she goes to live with a man and a woman, and they wanted a little boy. And they ended up with Anne. And so it describes nature very well. It's very just like springy and like the trees and the road and the leaves and the birds and that kind of flowery writing. I did listen to the audiobook on this with Rachel McAdams, and I love Rachel McAdams and I love her voice, but I will say that Anne is supposed to be kind of obnoxious as a child, and I know that, but I feel like Rachel McAdams almost did too good of a job displaying that because I could not stand Anne as a kid. And I feel like if I read it myself, I maybe wouldn't have made her that obnoxious, if that makes any sense, if you can do that with the same writing. But I don't know, I kind of just wish that I read it myself, but it is a very good audiobook, so I don't know. Take that however you may. Really popular, Kristin Hannah, Firefly Lane. And this is supposed to be really good. It's kind of a chunker. And there's fireflies, so maybe it belongs in spring or summer, but I'm putting it on my spring. It's about two friends, I believe, over the course of their life and just their friendship and the like ebbs and flows of their friendship. I don't know, it sounds good, and I love Kristin Hannah. I love Kristin Hannah. I know a lot of people don't. Like, you either really love her or you don't, and I love her, so there's that. Another one that's kind of controversial, Never by Jessa Hastings. I heard that this book is not great. The reviews are not great. Jessa Hastings' other series, Magnolia Parks, I've read the first book and I loved it. I'm just in, it's, if you don't know, this is a Peter Pan retelling. Not retelling really, but like romance. And it's supposed to just not be great. But I want to read it anyway. And Peter Pan and the cover kind of just seems like spring to me. So we'll see if it's that bad. The last one is an OG. I left the OG for last because everybody knows about this book and I need to show you this version and it needs to be on a spring TBR. The Secret Garden. I have never read The Secret Garden. I used to watch the movie as a kid, but this version is so pretty. Like, look at that. It's so pretty. I saw it on Amazon and I immediately had to have it. So The Secret Garden, if you don't know, is about a little girl that goes to live with her uncle after her parents died. I believe in India. Yes. But there's a secret garden and you cannot get any more spring than a secret garden, guys. And I'm sure you've already read this. I'm probably the only person on planet Earth that has not. But I got this amazing copy, and so I wanted to share it with you, and it's going on mine. So guys, I believe that was 22 books that are going on my spring TBR / a couple that I already read that maybe I'll reread. I hope you got some ideas from this. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.